Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm so glad you're here. On this channel, I talk about news, controversies, and drama on the bookish side of the internet, and I certainly hope you will stick around. Today, we've got an update on a previous situation I've discussed, but to be honest, it's completely unsatisfactory, and this is about Aussie author Isla Olsen. I will link the playlist right here if you need to get caught up on this situation. So when we last talked about her, she had finally updated after several months of silence, and if my video helped give her a push to update, then maybe this one will do the same. So way back in July, she posted on the Facebook group for Glow Brisbane about being an attending author and having pre-orders available on her website. This is where I left off the last video, so if this sounds familiar, it is. There's just more recent comments on it now. So this is on July 8th, attending author, pre-orders are now finally open on my website. I won't have much stock on event day, so it's best to pre-order if you're after a specific book. Pre-order ends on the following dates: August 20th, hardcovers, September 7th, paperbacks. Please make sure you go through the checkout button rather than shop, pay, PayPal, etc. so you can select Glow Brisbane as your shipping option, whatever. So someone said, any chance you'll have the Love and Luck omnibuses as well? I saw them on your general website, but not the event pre-order page. She says, I'll have a few copies on event day. This person says, awesome, thanks. I'll have to beeline to your table to snag one on the day. Someone else says, hi Isla Olsen. Also wondering if the original Kickstarter backers will be receiving the book since Glow is around the corner and I haven't received any email update or notification either. Would appreciate an update as it is very hurtful to see you'll be having copies of the omnibus to sell in person when your backers have been waiting for updates. So I think that it can be universally recognized that this is a perfectly reasonable thing to ask. Isla literally just told another person that she'd have a few copies of a Kickstarter project available that she hasn't actually sent to the backers yet. Like, did she really think no one would be upset about that? So then someone says, but we're still nowhere closer to getting the Kickstarter omnibus. Guess I'll have to come to Australia to pick mine up. You're in the UK, so you're in the first batch of deliveries. Thanks for the comment, though. It's so great to see a fellow author get in on the mudslinging. With some hearts. Mudslinging, I sent you an email months ago to update my address as I'm no longer in the UK, and an email to your PA after your latest update to ask for a refund, and it's been radio silent since. I'm sorry, I was one of your cheerleaders, but the way you've handled this and continue to handle it is terrible. And then to see comments here about promising copies of the omnibus at the event when we haven't even seen a picture, that's just gutting to see when the backers still have no idea when, where, or how. It's really rich of her to call this mudslinging and get defensive. She's had people's money for over a year and a half, but is, like, shocked that someone would make one mildly snarky comment. Okay. She says, yes, I agree. I've handled this whole thing very badly, and I take full responsibility for that. I can say there have been some personal issues that have caused major disruptions, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that my business was not set up efficiently. That is a very hard and costly lesson that I've had to learn. Costly for your backers. I apologize for missing your email. I've been struggling to stay on top of my inbox, which is why I've sent people to my PA. More on that. No one else has had an issue getting in touch with her as far as I know. I've followed up with her, but I can sort out the refund in the meantime. The backers will all have their orders by Glow, but it's for this reason the omnibus isn't available for the event pre-order. Spoiler alert, they didn't have it in time. Thank you for saying that. I'm truly sorry for the major disruptions in your life. That isn't easy to deal with no matter what's going on professionally. I'll look out for your email / correspondence about the refund. So yeah, where are these mysterious backers who got their orders? Because there aren't any. Additionally, this long response where she sort of takes accountability, mostly just passes the buck to her PA, is not it. So yeah, she says, it's done now. The shipping will go back on your credit card and the rest has been sent through PayPal. And Isla says, Renee found your email in her spam folder. Renee is the PA. Gmail is getting ridiculously sensitive. Thank you, and yeah, Gmail keeps doing me dirty, whatever. They worked it out. But this isn't really an excuse to me, and I honestly don't, fully believe it. I still check my spam folder, semi-regularly to make sure nothing slipped through that isn't supposed to be there, and I'm not holding anyone's money hostage. This is a newer comment that was posted on this more recently. Hello, my husband and I were one of the original backers. Since Glow is now less than 3 weeks away, should we be expecting to receive the book, or should we apply for a refund? And if so, who do we reach out to? We understand things happen, but it's a bit of a slap in the face to see you out promoting at these book cons, but completely unresponsive to your backers. another comment later because there was no response. My husband and I were also a part of the original Kickstarter. We've tried multiple lines of communication, but Isla Olsen hasn't responded. Would you be willing to pass on how you received your refund? Because at this point, I have no hope we will ever receive a response. So even though it was quite clear, you know, a few of these comments were later than others, it's hard to believe that she didn't see them. So given that she ignores anyone who emails or messages her, you might be wondering if she even showed up to the event. And shockingly, she did. One of the backers was at this event and was kind of keeping tabs on her table. So here is the setup, but the omnibus is nowhere to be seen at first. But wait. She ended up putting this copy out. It's a little hard to read, but there is a little note on it that says, preview only, not for sale. Even though she told people she'd have copies, she only has this one, which begs the question, why hasn't she posted an update on the Kickstarter page with this? Literally, even if this is just a proof and she doesn't have any other copies, why isn't she showing this off over there to get people off her back for a little? Oh look, I have this copy, see how cool it is? I'm gonna get them shipped out soon. You'd think that's what someone would be doing. Here is photo evidence that she was at the event. So, she clearly is doing just fine. Nothing tragic has happened. She's just continuing to ignore her backers and pretend nothing is amiss. So going back to the last time she actually updated in July, she had made mention of giving refunds if backers requested one. And here is what she said in the update. So she had, given us a long sob story about how things had been so rough for her. I realize this sounds like yet more excuses, and you're all no doubt well and truly fed up by now, and honestly, I don't blame you. Even so, I found it quite upsetting when I woke up this morning to a tag suggesting this is some kind of scam. If this is something you genuinely believe to be true, you can contact my PA Renee and she will organize a refund. She's very efficient and will handle things promptly, although she doesn't work Sundays and Mondays, so be aware of that. All other inquiries that aren't answered in the next update can also be directed to Renee. I would love nothing more than to respond to all your messages myself, but it's not something I've been able to manage well so far, and I don't see that changing. Okay, yada yada. So she did, offer updates, and I actually do know of one person who did get a refund, but it was in the most ridiculous way. So first she gave this backer the runaround, and when she finally did refund, she sent her money through PayPal. She did not refund through Kickstarter at all, and not only that, but the money just kind of showed up. Isla or her PA also just assumed that this person's PayPal email is the same one used for the Kickstarter. My PayPal email address is my maiden name, so that was a bold choice for her. Luckily, it was the same email, but it could have gone quite poorly, and not everyone was lucky enough to get their money back. Just an FYI, I reached out last month for a refund, and she is no longer offering them, as that offer had passed, supposedly, because she was packing and getting the items ready to ship in September. OMG, you're kidding. I would raise hell. She never once indicated that it was a freaking limited time offer. She must have thought people wouldn't want a refund, and then shock, people did. Nope, she definitely didn't. I feel like we're all backed in a corner now waiting for the next update. So again, I ask, why doesn't she just post something with the book she has? We know she has at least one copy. It really makes no sense unless she truly believes if she just keeps ignoring this, it will go away. So not only is she doing signings, but she is a featured author on the Rainbow Readers Cruise in August 2026. This is a cruise centered around queer authors, stories, and readers, and it departs from Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Fun fact, I used to work on a cruise ship, and that was my ship's home port. Anyways, while cruising certainly can be an economical way to vacation, it can also be expensive, and this is on Celebrity Cruise Lines, which is a more upscale cruise line. And now, given that this is an event, there is a group rate, and it's only a 4-night cruise. So we can see here how much these things cost. So let's pretend that Isla booked the most inexpensive room in a double occupancy cabin. So we can see here in a double occupancy cabin inside that the per person price would be $874.50. The conference itself is a fee as well. So as we saw before, she is a featured author, which costs $325. So we're already at well over $1,000 before we even include the airfare from Melbourne, Australia to Fort Lauderdale round trip. Now, I had to do my little due diligence here. For those dates, even now at 9 months out, the cheapest flights I could find totaled about $1,500, which is actually a lot cheaper than I expected it to be. And now you have to add in a hotel for the night before embarkation because she can't get on the ship the same day she's flying in there from Australia. The cheapest one that I could find was $125 for that date near the port. So the best estimation that I can make, all of this is costing her at the very least like around $2,700. All the while refusing to give refunds to her Kickstarter backers, and also not giving them a product, and not even giving them an update. But she has a Patreon, they all do, that she's been kind of updating. Her last post was in August, and the two before that were in July, and the one before that was in October. But she still has 27 paid members, so even if all 27 of those people were on the lowest tier, that's $135 per month that she's collecting in exchange for like one post every few months. Okay. One of Isla's lovely backers decided she sent an email with her frustrations and complaints to the PA since it was clearly going to be ignored by Isla, and here is the response she got. Good afternoon. I greatly appreciate you reaching out and expressing your concerns. I get it. I truly do. The entire situation has been frustrating, not just for you. There have been many holdups on Isla's end that were out of her control as well, not that I'm making any excuses. I think you are. I was put into this situation at its peak, and I'm just trying to mediate all of the concerns. I hope I am making a difference. As per my last communication with her 2 days ago, I do know Rare has taken a lot of her time. She has shipped out some US packages and the rest will be sent next week. I have no idea whose books were sent. I do not have that list. Unfortunately, I also do not have access to Kickstarter, otherwise I would have tried my best to stay in communication with you all throughout this ordeal. I strive for open communication not only for myself, but with my clients and their readers. I am really sorry for the lack of communication. If I could do anything more, I would. All I ask is to please be a bit more patient. I know it's been a year, but a little bit longer is all I'm asking. Moving forward, I will be asking to take over some more responsibilities so that I can make sure that everything is streamlined, organized, and communication is on point. I will also forward your message over to Isla so she feels your concern. Please feel free to reach out anytime, Renee. Now, if I were Renee, I would have dumped her as a client. I wouldn't want to be associated with her, but I understand that that's not, something that people can just do. And to emphasize just how absent Isla is through all of this, her fan group on Facebook has turned into like a complaint page. No one over there or on the Kickstarter page has received their book or even a tracking number. And no one cares that Rare took up her time. She needs to honor the commitments she already made before committing to more, but we are clearly so far past that. So my delightful friend replied to this email and really let it all out. She says, "Hi, thanks for the reply. Respectfully, you have a client that has some of the worst communication that I've ever seen from an author. And if she's had so many things that are outside her control, perhaps she shouldn't be adding on things on top of that are, i.e. book signings and a book cruise. And the thing is, readers are perfectly willing to wait. Trust me, I have waited well over a year for books from companies and campaigns like this, but there is constant communication. Even an update being like, hi, there is no update, but hey, look at this cute magnet art is better than simply never posting. She never should have done this Kickstarter. She 1000% never should have done two. She needs to consider just canceling and refunding that second Kickstarter and at least get the first one 100% fulfilled. This is why Kickstarter has the measures that they do to prevent a new user from running multiple campaigns at once. That doesn't mean you go create a second account to put one up anyway. LOL. I wish you luck with her. That was covered in a previous video, but in case you've forgotten, she actually knew she wasn't allowed to do a second campaign while the first one was still running because she hadn't proven herself basically. So instead she made a new Kickstarter account, and there's supposed to be protections that prevent this from happening, but apparently they don't work. So as I said before, I would have dumped her so quickly. Renee as her assistant, not like her crisis PR person. So she should just bounce out of there. It's literally so easy to update people. Here is an email exchange another backer had with her, and this person also does live in Australia, so kind of a different situation. She says, "Hello there, I have backed both of Isla's Kickstarters, $290 for Love and Luck, and $101 for The Good Life. My financial situation has become very tight, and I really need this money back since it looks like these are not getting fulfilled anytime soon, if ever. Thank you." Renee says, "All packages were shipped out from Isla last week. You should be receiving them depending on shipping over the next week or so." She says, that's great. I'd like the tracking number, please. I don't have them. I have sent a request to Isla for them. As soon as I get it, I will send it to you. I believe that I'm missing a part of this, but I know it was just more of this person asking for a tracking number, or like, and how they were shipped. Honestly, I'm not sure how they were shipped. I have put in a request to Isla for the shipping info so that I can give it to those who ask. As soon as I have that info, I will pass it along. Chat soon, Renee. So, I mean, I honestly feel a little bad for Renee because she clearly has no clue what's going on and is being thrown into a situation where folks are already upset. So here are some of the comments on like the general page of Kickstarter number 1. Has anyone actually received anything? Isla's assistant is saying things shipped, but there have been no updates at all, again. I haven't heard anything from anyone, have messaged on this website, and have just emailed asking for a refund, but pretty sure it's a lost cause. I backed both of her campaigns as well, 290 for this one and 101 for the other, Australian dollars. It's so much money to be out. Meanwhile, she's just posting on her Facebook group to crickets. I asked for a refund too, and I was told the books have shipped, which is obviously a lie. I've emailed, I've sent Facebook messages. I'm sorry you got scammed. I mean, we all did, but yeah, this is a joke. I've been emailing with her PA. She said Isla has the tracking numbers and she'll get them for me. We will see. I've been emailing with her PA too, and she said everything was shipped last week, but I'm skeptical. Another one, has anyone received anything from this? So her updates were a lie and nothing is being shipped. Unreal. So you can go on a cruise, but not get books sent to people. Okay, good. As I said, no one except for one has gotten a refund that I know of. No one has even gotten a tracking number, and no one from the other campaign has even had an update since March. A few days after Renee said she would send tracking numbers once she had them from Isla, the same backer emailed to check in on this. She says, hi Renee, has Isla got back to you yet? I'm also wondering about the Good Life Kickstarter. I understand the Love and Luck Kickstarter is in the process of being fulfilled, but the book for the Good Life hasn't even been written. I'd like a refund for that campaign. Thank you, chat soon. Renee says, good morning. The Good Life packages are on their way as per Isla's last update. As for the Good Life, hardcovers are being printed in Australia and being packed in a book box with lots of goodies. Printing is scheduled for October with an estimated delivery of November, December. Refunds for the Good Life are not available. So Renee is very confused because the Good Life is the campaign that didn't have an update, and Love and Luck campaign is the one that allegedly has been shipped out. So this person replies, as per her last update, Change of Heart has not been written. The audiobooks have not been delivered. That campaign is different from Love and Luck, which is what you have said has been shipped. Otherwise, I would have received my audiobooks already since they are digital. I also note that you have not mentioned tracking numbers. Renee says, as I stated a few days ago, I have reached out to Isla for the tracking. I have not heard back from her yet. As soon as I have that info, I will pass it on. As for Change of Heart, ebooks and audiobook links were sent in July. Please check your book funnel. If you have not received them, let me know and I will have her resend them. She says, hiya, I didn't receive anything from that Kickstarter and neither has anyone else from what I can see in the comments. There was also no communication and no backer kit surveys were ever sent out, despite being promised back in August of 2024. I still want a refund for the book Change of Heart, even if I do get the audiobooks, because that's still $45 that I appear to have donated at this point. Really, at this point, I only want a refund as I'm disappointed in this author and both her campaigns, and that I don't want anything to do with her work ever again. Since I've not received anything, that should be very easy for you to do. I have received a refund from a fully funded Kickstarter before, and you have refunded others, so I know it's possible. Thank you. So either Renee is trying to cover for Isla, or this is what Isla has told her, and it's just a bunch of lies. Without having sent out the backer survey, Isla wouldn't even know where to ship the rewards. Renee replies, good morning. I completely understand your frustration, and I'm truly sorry for the continued delay. At this point, my role and authority are limited. Back in July, I was given permission to process refunds upon request. Since then, Isla has been preparing packages for shipment and waiting on the final components to be added before mailing. During my last conversation with Isla about 2 weeks ago, she confirmed that all packages had been shipped and should arrive by the end of October, except for the Good Life hardcovers, which are expected to go out in November or December. My primary responsibility is managing Isla's social media, so I was not directly involved in Kickstarter updates, fulfillment, or shipping. I was informed in July that I could issue refunds if requested, and I only recently received limited updates about the shipping status. I've also asked Isla for tracking numbers and confirmation details, but I have not yet received a response. Please know that I've been reaching out to her consistently over the past few weeks and will share any updates I receive as soon as possible. So it does seem pretty clear by this email that Renee is also extremely frustrated and being misled by Isla. Being told that the Good Life hardcovers are being sent out in November and not even having the addresses where they're supposed to be sent is crazy. Hi Renee, it's been a couple weeks. What's happened with the tracking numbers? It should have arrived by now if it was actually shipped. Trust me when I say I understand your frustration. It's been 3 weeks since I received any type of communication from Isla. I am stalking her email. Hopefully I will get some sort of answer for you. I am so sorry. She says, that really sucks that she's put you in this position. Renee says it does, and it also sucks for you all. I was your middleman. I'm trying my hardest to get an answer from her. As soon as I get any word from her, I will let you know. And her Facebook group, in which she's gone radio silent, shows us that she's just really hoping that all of this goes away if she just keeps ignoring it. Because people are posting about this on there. Someone, has posted, hey, has anyone gotten anything in the mail from Isla? Nothing in the mail. Why do we think anything was actually mailed? If they haven't shown any pictures or any tracking numbers, then they have no proof showing that the stuff was sent out. You definitely shouldn't believe what they're saying then. Maybe it's time for the Kickstarter backers to combine a lawsuit soon to get the money back, especially since it seems she's still advertising the latest Kickstarter project at events. There isn't a lawyer who would take a case with such a small amount of money and most of the plaintiffs in different country than the defendant. It's just not realistic. Someone who isn't on the Kickstarters, I guess, says, what happened? Apparently, it seems she has snubbed people of 2 Kickstarter projects and left the backers hanging. She's 2 years late with one and 1 year with the other. I just found this out today. It's pretty shocking. Ugh, this is not right. This is why I'm wary when I see Kickstarter from authors. I'm sorry to hear that fellow readers have lost their money. She hasn't gotten seriously sick or something. I mean, she was sick before. That's the only way I could understand the delays. But I guess, hope, someone close to her would have said something then. It seems pretty weird. And yeah, that's kind of part of the job of a PA. If Isla can't, deal with what's going on because maybe she's sick, she just needs to relay that to Renee. Renee can do the legwork and actually get that out to people. She shouldn't just drop off the face of the earth, including to her own PA. She was just at 2 book signings, and as far as I know, she's fine. She had the Kickstarter book for people to look at, but not buy. She's a full year late on order fulfillment. People are waiting on audiobook purchases from 2023. And she knows what she's done. I'm sure people have told her. Wow, that's sad. Can't people who did the Kickstarter do a group police report for fraud or something by now? She shouldn't be allowed to continue doing this. Maybe it's time to start contacting event planners to tell them about it, so she gets banned from attending and selling till she's fulfilled her responsibility to the Kickstarters or returned the money. I don't think that's realistic, because someone running a book signing event, they just, want to get paid too. So I think it's something like this, that would be unrealistic, but hey, I guess we could try it, contacting event planners, but that's where we are at this point. Basically, no closer to any resolution than we were the last time I updated. I just wanted to, make sure it was clear that, this is not over. Yeah. Here's hoping, again, maybe she'll see this and be motivated to provide another update. Based on her history, I'm not inclined to give her any grace on her lack of updates because it just seems willful. She knows what she's doing. Even if she's overwhelmed, she's not so overwhelmed that she isn't attending events and planning more events. She's ghosted her PA. She's working against her own best interest. Now, as the title of the video stated, there's a bonus in here. So I've been collecting information and had mostly written a script on another author, but I found myself at a complete dead end because the author in question has pretty much disappeared and there wasn't really anything else I could add in to make it a full-length video. So instead, I decided I'd just tack it on to the end of this one in hopes that maybe she'll see it and it will be a kick in the pants for her as well. So the author in question is Anna Lynn Nicole, a dark romance author with 14 books under her belt. She mainly writes mafia romances, but she has a couple small-town romances as well. She doesn't appear to have the same size fan base as some of the other authors I've talked about, but she does have over 1,300 people in her Facebook group and almost 2,000 followers on Instagram, so she's definitely got fans. So on September 25th, this was posted in her Facebook fan group by her former PA, who at the time was still her PA. I didn't want to feel like I needed to make this post, but with what is being said, I feel I need to. I haven't spoken to Annalyn Nicole since sometime last week. She has stopped taking my calls and texts. I was told that the packages were sent a couple weeks ago. My last conversation with her, I told her she needs to find out what was going on and message the ones who were sent packages. She told me she was going to do that, but I have since found out that didn't happen, and now she isn't answering me at all. I honestly have no idea what is going on beyond what she told me and what has been said to me in messages by people who she is not answering. I will continue to try to reach out to her, though. I'm not sure if she will answer. I hate that she is not doing what she is supposed to be doing and fixing this. So there wasn't anything super crazy going on here. She just had a lot of people order books and she did not send them out, and she really didn't tell the PA anything, which, seems to kind of be a pattern here, right? No Kickstarter involved, at least as far as my research showed me, but, she's basically just ghosted everybody. So someone replies to this, "I'm sorry, you're caught in the middle." She doesn't answer my emails, and when she does, it's, "Oh, I'm still working on this. It's been going on since July. I asked for money back and totally ignored. I'm sorry if anyone else is having the same response." I hate this is happening to everyone that has ordered from her. I've asked for updates now 3 times. I paid for my order over a year ago, and I'm out $200 with this. I'm sorry this is happening to everyone. Me too. I asked multiple times to just refund me and ignored. I've also reached out numerous times and asked for tracking numbers and updates. I was given just created shipping label numbers, and then they were deleted. I have since also gotten ghosted and requested refunds, as this is a large amount of money to just be gone. Yep, we have all done the same. Sorry that you and many others are going through this. This person says, missing half the story. Who and what is she not doing? A lot of us bought special editions from Annalyn last year, and we were to get them June/July this year and still have yet to receive. She won't respond to messages anymore and is ignoring people who ask where their books are. Oh no, that's horrible. You can try to dispute, but that far off it may not work. Tried. I've been completely ignored too. I spent a lot of money, which I saved for because I was really interested in her work, and now I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Jessica is not responsible for someone else's actions. Jessica is the PA. This sucks. I know Annalyn had some personal stuff going on. We all did, but none of this was okay. Those of us who are out money are angry and understandable, but none of this is Jessica's fault. She's an amazing PA, and I'm thankful for her. I was supposed to get the special editions and multiple other orders, so I'm out about $300 or so. That's a lot of money that I could really use right now. I would like to just get my money back. The last time she talked to me was July 1st. I asked for an update on August 26th and silence. I just messaged again. I really loved her stuff. I feel like I was scammed this time. It's super upsetting, but I'm not at all upset with you, Jessica. You're amazing, and this is not at all your fault. I ordered 2 book boxes. Jessica has been the only one who answers me. We were all ghosted. This is beyond ridiculous. I have emailed and messaged multiple times without a response. I'm out $155. So, it's really good to see that folks aren't blaming it on the PA, since she seems just as clueless as everyone else. So on September 28th, just a couple days later, someone posted this in the same Facebook group. Hey y'all, just a few things. I'm not sure if anyone else has any issues receiving their orders. I ordered 2 book boxes to be received at a signing in May. Due to a family emergency, she was unable to attend. Sounds familiar, right? I get that things come up. Well, now it is the end of September, and I still don't have my items. I have been told multiple times that they were shipped out. I was given a tracking number, and I kept my eye on it. It was out for delivery, and nothing showed up. It said that it was an incomplete address, and they were sending it back to the sender. I went to the post office, and they couldn't find the package. Mind you, this was supposed to be sent with FedEx because of past issues with USPS. She sent with USPS anyway. A few days later, a box showed up with tumblers and stickers. I messaged her, and she said she will find out what's going on. She messaged me back on 9/11 and said that the package was received back by her, and she would check with a family member to confirm it was received and have her send it back out. I emailed her multiple times, and I have been ghosted. Please do not order from her. You will never see your items. I am not the only one going through this. I am now out $200 or more. I had issues with my first order. It took over a year to get. Same BS excuses. I only ordered again because I was supposed to get them at a signing. I've emailed her multiple times and there's not been a response. There's nothing I can do to get my money back since I paid PayPal last October. She is not trustworthy and she does not give a crap about anything or anyone. She will take your money and run. She is a fraud and a liar. And it kind of just took one person speaking out, I guess, to get the ball rolling because a lot of people started sharing the same sentiments. I've been waiting 2 years for my orders. It was always a joke that I was adding to my box. She even said once I had 2 boxes now, but now nothing. I had waited well over a year to receive my first order from her. A lot of hounding and I finally got it, but here we go again. Totally ghosted and ignoring me, and what she said to you, she said to me. 100% happened to me, and I am out over $200, and she did the exact same thing to me, and I got tumblers in the mail. I had ordered a box, and when I received it, only half of what was supposed to be in it was. Never received what I was missing. Same thing to me. I had to keep messaging and messaging. Finally, she sent it when I asked PayPal to refund my money. I was told that it needs to be reported within 6 months. Oh, mine was only like 2 months. Maybe that's why. I ordered May 24th and didn't receive it in my hands till July 24th, which actually sounds really reasonable for the way everyone else's seems to be going. Yeah, I paid it in October for the signing in May. I'm going to try, but who knows? Yeah, I bought October last year and I think it's too late with PayPal. I should have learned with the problems during my first 2 orders. Received one, not the second. Then decided to order the special edition omnibus and again, nothing. I've emailed, sent a message on Facebook Messenger and TikTok. She hasn't even viewed my messages. I'm out $250 because she's taken advantage of the 180-day refund policy through PayPal. I live in the UK and I'm out hundreds too. She better give me a refund because I saved for it and I don't care what's going on with her. It's easily fraud, and when you're scamming people out of hundreds of pounds or dollars, that becomes federal crime. This is so sad, and it's posts like this that make people not want to buy direct from authors. It's true. Update. She sent a mass email to provide an update. Who all received an email? I see the email addresses, but I don't know who they belong to. I got sent one. I got one too. I just want the money back. I no longer want the books. I got one too. Yada yada. So this is what the email said. Hello. All refunds will be sent by the end of October. Those who still want the books, please contact me via email. I understand everyone's frustration. It seems that it was excuse after excuse, and from your point of view, it must seem that way. I promise you that it is not. Since the signing, it has been one thing after another. And with everything that has currently been happening, this is why I have been quiet for the past month, especially the past 2 weeks. I want to thank each one of you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, Anna Lynn Nicole. As far as I can tell, no one has gotten a refund, and now, it is in fact the end of October. No one has mentioned any refunds in her group, and I mean, if they have in fact gotten them, they haven't brought it up. And she still hasn't communicated with anyone since this one email that was like, a mass email. So this other fan of hers ended up posting directly on Anna Lynn's Facebook page calling her out. Author Anna Lynn Nicole, when will you make things right with Dusty Shirley, Allison Comis, and all the others who you have taken money from but not delivered on your promises? People are out hundreds of dollars for merchandise you promised them. This is fraud and theft. Shame on you. She even made a little graphic shaming her. I wish there was a facepalm emoji. Shady authors give all of us indies a bad name. Yep, it's sad. She's still not responding, huh? Nope, not a peep. That's pathetic. Oi, I'm sorry, so sorry, babe. Y'all deserve better. No, I've had a few people reach out that she's done this to as well. So if she hadn't sent out that email, I would be concerned that something happened to her because she seems to have really just disappeared. Her website domain has also lapsed, which I've kind of started to notice as a theme amongst these scammy authors. I can't even tell you how tempting it has been to purchase Britt Andrews' lapsed domain. This is a joke. I would not seriously do that, but it's still there. She doesn't own her domain anymore, and it's definitely something I would want to get taken care of if I was her. So you can see why this one kind of ended up not being much of a story, but I figured I'd kind of throw it in here. So if you are thinking of purchasing books from this author, maybe rethink it. Maybe get them from the library if you really want to read them. So let's move on to a non-scammy indie author, Karri Caden. She writes post-apocalyptic fiction and is obsessed with the end of the world. She also writes under the pen names Ivy Crimson, and that's reverse harem romance, and Karri Roberts, YA fantasy. But her main focus moving forward is Carrie Caden, as post-apocalyptic is what she really loves. Her stories dive deep into the lives of people trying to hold on to their humanity when the world burns around them. You can probably all relate right now. You'll find complicated characters, morally gray areas, found family, and the quiet power of resilience in the face of trauma. If you like gritty survival, slow burn tension, and characters who bleed, break, and keep going anyway, you're in the right place. Her books are available all over. Outbreak is a free novella that's a prequel, and then After the Outbreak is a full-length novel. She's currently working on After the Uprising, which is the sequel to that. As mentioned, you can get Outbreak for free on the Kindle store and, see if the series is something you'd like to see more of. Really cool way to kind of give it a little taste test. It's only, I think, under 100 pages, so really cool way to kind of see if it's for you. Down in the description, I will link Karri's social media as well as where you can purchase her books if they sound like something you'd enjoy. Indie authors are a vital part of the bookish community, so try to support them however you can, even if that just means a follow on social media. If you'd like to be featured on my indie authored spotlight, there is a form down in the description as well. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would. I do also have a Patreon if you're interested in supporting me over there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!